Hey, Shalom Akim. Another day, well, towards the end of what Esau considers the ending. All right, another video here. And this one, hey, these countries that were once looked at as being weak, it's that time. First and foremost, call hello Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Rakal Kodash. All right, giving all praise to the Most High Yahweh and His Son Yahushua. And of course, double honors going out to the apostles, bishops, and elders of Great Millstone, who deserve double honors and who rule well. All right, salutations go out also to the fellow Akim out there on the highways and byways across the four corners of the earth, pushing this truth, or the truth, all right, with all honesty and sincerity, trying to wake up the remaining, hopefully, elect. All right. Yes, this gentleman here is the president, Julius Malema, South Africa. All right. See, this is what we're telling you. There's a lot more parity in the earth now. This is be the time for judgment. And this is prophesied. All right. I was going to go to Isaiah 14 real quick. All right. But I'm going to go ahead and play this because the clip is not very long. And although it's short, it speaks volumes. Here we go. And there you go. What does that sound like? That's a scripture we always like to bring out. Let's get it real quick. Got to go to the New Testament. That's St. John 10 and 10. All right. Just having a hard time keeping up with me. The thief. What did he say? They know when America comes, that's all they're looking for. Despite what comes out of their mouth, they already know. Because why? They have a long history. All right. Of fucking over people. Edomite nation as a whole, but in particular, fucking, hey, the Americans. Let's just call it what it is. You have to put your emotions aside and study the foreign policy of America throughout. Go back. All right. That's what he's talking about. It says, the thief cometh not but for to steal and to kill and to destroy. For example, let's look at, what was his name? Mossadegh, leader of Iran. Supposedly, now you should know, for those of you that don't, before the agency came to be known as the CIA, as in Central Intelligence Agency, it was called the OSS, Office of Strategic Services, during World War II. Now, supposedly, the first mission as the newly crowned CIA was Iran. And you wonder why these people hate the United States. See, you got a bunch of dumbasses here. You have that have selective memories, or these rah, USA, all, so proud to be an American and all this bullshit. But they turn a blind eye. They don't want to know the truth. That's partly what's, besides with us as Israelites, so-called African Americans, with this CRT. All right, because this is going to bring a lot of all that I'm talking about, which is just a little sliver, is going to bring all this to the forefront. And they don't want to be forced to confront that history. That's what that's all about. How many people have brought it to the attention of you stupid assholes that CRT, as you call it, critical race theory, which is not, it's facts, is not taught in grades K through 12. So what is this fear? Hey, it's the truth. That's what we're out here on the highways and byways trying to get our people to realize. We don't have to have guns and knives and any of these weapons of war. We have the word. We have the truth. Not this truth. We have the truth. And the scriptures on that, you can go to Hosea 6 and 5, 2 Corinthians 10 and 4 and 5. This is what we do. We're tearing down, in the case of 2 Corinthians 10 and 4, we're tearing down these strongholds, all right, and 5, all right, giving you the truth. That's what they're afraid of. It's the truth. We can't even defend ourselves. It's the truth that they're so afraid of. This is all about making so-called white people feel comfortable. They do not like when their actions from the past, especially when it concerns us, is brought to the forefront. See, and this is what's going to come to a head, and it's going to cause, eventually, amongst other things, a civil war here. Another one, which is going to be the last one in America. Because people are tired. You see these people, in this case, South African, which makes up the S in BRICS, the BRICS nations. And you have more trying to join because they're tired of America's bullshit. But a nigger here, and I got to say it like that, don't want to know nothing. All he wants to do is get up because he's happy. He's content with being a slave. That's what's going on here. That's why I keep to my motherfucking self. You have to be careful who you're talking about, because these niggers will sell you out for a 2-piece and a biscuit because they're fucking slaves. And they let the fucking woman rule over them. So these people, and they would, these are the 2/3. These are the Zechariah 13 and 8ers, as I call them. All right, they got to go. There's no saving them. They're beyond gone. Like these motherfuckers hanging out here on the corner. They are beyond gone. Fuck them. But you have people that actually see and are tired and want this motherfucker gone yesterday. Hurry up and bring this. Come on. Just, because they like, and what pisses me off is how they were able to, and you know who I'm talking about, small hats, the so-called Jews, the elites, how they were able to spin this shit with Ukraine to make it look like Russia is the bad guy. Now, make no mistake, Putin and all them are in on it. They are part of the elite. Not the very elite, but they're mixed up in this too. All right, but how they were able to spin this to make it look like it was Russia's fault when the actual bad guy was Ukraine. All right, because they were what? Making biological weapons at their border. Hell yeah, I'm going to do something about it. With, the aid of the U.S. All right, and Russia sees what's going on, and they destroyed that pipeline. It's like, how stupid can you be? Here it is, I control this pipeline. All I have to do is flip a switch or hit a button. Why the fuck am I going to go to the extreme to blow it up? It was America and Britain that did that shit. And probably a little of France too, but I know certain Britain was in that. And America. Biden told you he was going to do it. This is why you have to get away from the local news, because you're never going to learn shit. There's a reason there's all kinds of, and there's probably people here that don't even know there's all kinds of riots and shit going on all over the world. All right, because this local news is just designed to keep you fat, dumb, and stupid, and it does. People here are more interested in Karen's cat stuck in a tree and shit, not knowing his whole banking system is getting ready to collapse, because they wanted to. They have to bring in the digital dollar. All right, it's going to be very soon. Your paper money, your coin is not going to be worth shit. You're not going to be able to buy anything because everything's going digital. But these morons around here, like I say, that's why I keep to myself. Fuck them. Why? Because they don't want to know nothing. All they want to do is look at Big Booty Judy, which has its place, but this isn't the time for that shit. We're talking about your very survival. But back to the point here. All right, these people are tired of the. Let me get some more scriptures here. I didn't want to take too long on this. Remember, I said earlier, it's a bunch of parody in the world now because everybody, all right, has and certainly South Africa has nukes. All right, it says, let's see. I'll start at 4. This is Isaiah 14:4. It says that thou shalt, let's see. I'll start at 3. And it shall come to pass in the day that the Most High Yahweh shall give thee rest from thy sorrow, which we are in, and from thy fear, and because we're still under the curses, right? And from the hard bondage wherein thou wast made to serve. That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased? The golden city ceased. Remember, this America has always been regarded as what? That shining city on a hill, right? Even though we know better than that. It says, the Most High hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted, and none hindereth. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us. So even the trees are going to rejoice when this so-called white man is cast down. And this is what it's talking about here in Isaiah 14. It's not talking about the spiritual demons say. It's talking about a man. And if people would read further, it will tell you that. 9, hell from beneath is moved for thee to meet thee at thy coming. It stirreth up the dead for thee, even all the chief ones of the earth. It hath raised up from their thrones all the kings of the nations. And they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? And that's what you're seeing now. Ain't nobody afraid of America like they used to be. You know, America was looked at like Americans, all right, specifically the so-called white man. He enjoyed demigod status or godlike status for some in the earth. It's not like that no more because people see them for what they truly are, pieces of shit. All right. It says 10, all they shall speak and say unto thee, art thou also become weak as we? Art thou become like unto us? All right. It says thy pomp is brought down to the grave, and the noise of thy vials. The worm is spread up under thee, and the worms cover thee. Meaning it's talking about decay. All right. And you see even here in America, not only talking about their power, but it's talking about here, look at the infrastructure here. It's like, and I'm not kidding, I go over a bridge and I'm worried about, if anybody remembers what happened in Minnesota, I think it was 2011. People just on their way to work that morning, going across that bridge and it collapsed. 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer? And it's not talking about, okay, the one that sits on the left-hand side of the Most High, you know. How art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? It's talking about a man here. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will ascend unto heaven. I will exalt my throne above the stars of the Most High. I will sit also upon the mount of the congregation in the sides of the north. Who is that talking about? Keep reading. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will be like the Most High. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. And it's talking about the grave, all right? It's not talking about this fictional, you know, Dante's, you know, Inferno type shit. That's Greek mythology mixed in with, you know, paganism mixed in with Christianity. It's talking about the grave, all right? So now we got this man on this earth who thinks he's on the level of the Most High, or some cases he thinks he's above the Most High. If any of you remember that interview, that he's a subordinate of Klaus Schwab, all right? He made the comment about, we don't have to fear God anymore because our technology is such that if God is mad, well, we don't care. You know, if there's a drought, we can make water. And so, I mean, you're just listening to the arrogance of this motherfucker. This is who it's talking about here. All right, 2 Thessalonians 2nd chapter. All right, the son of perdition. All right, this is who is being pulled out of the power seat. He has to go. Look at the condition of the earth. Revelation 11 and 18. You know, those that destroy the earth are going to be destroyed. Verse 15. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble? See? That did shake kingdoms. How did he do that? Think back to World War II. What did he do? The atomic bombs, the nuclear age. Everybody was fearful. That's what I was talking about earlier, where he enjoyed godlike status as a result of that. Everybody was fearful because when the nuclear age came, you had America. And the sad thing about that, what a lot of people don't realize is, they didn't have to do that. They wanted to do that because Japan had surrendered. They were negotiating a surrender. They had first signaled they were going to surrender in February of 1945, but they didn't want, see, they had trying to work out something where the king would not be held accountable. But the America used that because then I think they tried again in, was it June of that same year? But America had made up its mind because they wanted to test this. All right, they wanted to do this. And a lot of people don't know that. It came out. All right. They wanted to do this to those people. And I'm not a fan of Ammonites or so-called Japanese, if they call them now. But that didn't have to happen. Why didn't they do it in Germany? See, that's what you got to consider. Or Italy. So anyway, 17, that made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners, which is us. All right. It says, all the kings, verse 18, all the kings of the nations, even all of them lie in glory, everyone in his own house. But thou, all right, this is what's actually going to happen to these devils. Because you got to understand, Isaiah 63 has to happen too. All right, when the Lord comes back. Oh, boy. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword, that go down to the stones of the pit, as a carcass trodden under feet. Thou shalt not be, verse 20, thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. All right. And 21, might as well read, prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers. See, they actually think they're going to get away with all they've done. Why? Because the Most High let them do what they did. All right. They think, oh, nothing happened to us. Oh, man, we must be good. No. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked. All right, Job 9 and 24. You are the wicked. Malachi 1st chapter, verses 1 through 4, the point being in 4. You see, and that's why you have to understand that there is a difference between the spiritual and the carnal. Esau is great with the carnal because he's a beastly individual. All right, but the spiritual, the thing with not understanding why you're being allowed to get away with the things you understand, you got to go back. I mean, the things that you do, it all goes back to Genesis 4th chapter. All right, that's what you were set up to do. Now, when that hedge, which you have been under, is taken away from you. Aha. And that's what's happening now. All right, so you figure, well, these are God's people. Why isn't he? All right, other than being long-suffering. Again, prophecies must be what? Fulfilled. You got to look at it like Hebrews 12 chapter, starting at 6. The relationship between a parent and child. I'm punishing my children because they're my children. I don't give a shit about you. And that's what these so-called white people throughout the earth fail to realize. And when that time comes, and oh man, I can't wait. There's no hope. All right, because we're being chastised, as it says. That's why I said Hebrews, you got to read that, 12th chapter. From 6 on down to, I think it's 11. All right, and it's telling you how he's dealing with us. All right, it's proven that we are his sons by being chastised. If you're not chastised, if you're not having these things done to you, all right, Daniel 9 and 12, all right, if you're not having these things done to you, the Most High, you're a bastard. In the truest sense of the word, you have no heavenly father, and that's the so-called white man. And furthermore, on that Hebrews 12th chapter, you have to go to also it expounds on it more in 2nd Maccabees 6th chapter, starting at verse 12. All right, that's why these things are happening to us. That's why we went through slavery and everything was taken from us, because we're being punished. We were under the covenant, which is a contract. We broke it. We have to suffer the consequences of that breach of contract. That's why everything, even the Most High's name, because if we still had the name, he would be obligated to come back and save us. But you got to understand, we kept violating the covenant, violating the book of Judges in itself. All right, that one book is telling you how we kept going off, kept worshiping false gods, idols, you know, fornication in a physical, spiritual sense, I'm sorry. And to a certain point, the Most High said, you know what? I'm going to even take my name from you. And that's what happened with this last go around. We fit the prophecies, not the fake Jews. We do. And that's what they're terrified now, because our people are waking up. So their run with portraying themselves as us is coming to an end. And a lot of more and more people are saying, no, you don't fit these prophecies. That's why they go by the Talmud. That's why. They're Talmudists, because they are converts. How can you convert to a bloodline? And that's why a lot of people don't consider. You read that Talmud, that shit'll make you puke. Sucking baby dicks and saying that the Lord is in hell, boiling and sperm. These people are actually stupid. All right, they are the wicked. And they used our identity to get filthy rich. They were responsible for putting us, all right, in slavery. They financed all that because they knew who we were. They and others knew who we were. And as a result, Psalms 83, they've been continually keeping us from realizing who we were. They'll give these, when you find out to the extent that they have gone and continue to keep us from becoming a nation again, the shit will get you so angry. But again, our people want to be what? Because of what they've done, they want to continue to be niggers and bitches and hoes and black. Because our people, let's face it, they're stupid. Okay, I hated to go on my little rant there, but yeah, this all ties in together. You know, people are tired of America. And it's beautiful for us that have realized what's going on. All right, we know that we're toward the end of this. And you're going to see people out here just lose their motherfucking mind. And to us, it's going to be beautiful. Because we're doing, hey, Ezekiel 3rd chapter, we're doing what we're supposed to do. We're trying to warn our people, hey, repent. All right? Time is short. Repent. Because this place it's done. It's done. This so-called white man is going to let you know how he really feels and has felt. Because he realizes he's losing his kingdom. So who does he always come after? The ones with no power. And that's us. That's the northern kingdom, which consists of the so-called North American Indian, which are the tribes of Gad and Reuben. And then you got Issachar in Mexico, and then on throughout, down Zebulon there in Guatemala and Honduras, all of that. Then you got the other, Cuba, you got the Manasseh, and then you got Ephraim, Puerto Ricans, and you got the Levites in Haiti, and, on down through the southern end of, which is Naphtali, down in Argentina. Those are all Israelites. All right. Canada up and above. Those are all so-called, those are Gadites. Columbus knew this when he came over to this side of the earth because he was known to study and keep with him the books of Esdras, which is in the Apocrypha. That's why they took those books out. And that's why it hurts your head when you talk to a Christian now, because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about, because they never read the complete Bible. Because Massa told them that it was not, what's his favorite word? I almost had it. Damn it, what's that word they use? Damn it. That Roman Catholic Church, shit. In other words, it's not approved of them that you read that. I can't think of the word. It starts with a C. All right, but yeah, that's him. And our people believe it. Hey, you know what? Again, this is beautiful to see. That was my point in making this video. We about out of here. All right. So continue to pray. And hey, get this in your head, in your nugget, in your noggin. All right, Isaiah 33:6. Get all this in there now so it'll help you in that day. And you can just sit around and watch these other motherfuckers panic, jump through their own asshole, Hey, so with that, until the next video, hey, shalom.